The ideas in this video are merely opinions and ideas from an everyday average writer, me. Only you will be responsible for any changes or additions you make to your bindings or the use thereof. I will be using the 2008 versions of Slingshot's driver boots, the D2s, for reference. First off, laces. Laces are probably the most often modified part of any wakeboard bindings. Most companies provide more than enough lace length to get the job done. When fully loosened, the boots open wide enough for a full-length screwdriver to access the unique system of mounting bolts. This also makes them absolutely the easiest boots to get into and out of, in my opinion. Almost no other boot will open as wide as these. And again, showing you with the liner inside the boot. However, the word easiest is not to be confused with speed. All lace-up bindings take a little bit more time. With laces comes adjustability and ease at the expense of speed. The D2 boots come with 3 sets of laces. One over the lower portion of the boot, another on the upper portion, and the third laces up an optional interior ankle harness if you choose to use it. Modifying the laces in a way that will benefit you, including some downtime to get used to the boots, will help entry and exit time considerably. There are several methods of modification. Some convert the lower and upper parts and will relace the boot with one continuous lace. Some choose not to use the interior ankle harness. In 2009, Slingshot discontinued the ankle harness system. Conversely, the 2007 driver bindings have the harness integrated into the boot, and it is not removable without physically cutting it out. If you have either of these boots and you would like to have a removable harness, Slingshot may be able to send you one, or you could get a larger size ankle harness that will fit around the liner from your local store's athletic aisle. I was pretty conservative with my lace modifications. I opted to keep all 3 laces, but just shortened them to what I believed was the minimum length to allow for the maximum necessary looseness and openness of the boots. If you're hesitant to cut your laces, but want to see if you would like them shorter, then you could leave the excess ends without cutting them until you're sure, or you could even take some excess out and simply tie a knot. But always remember to make your knot so it goes into this nook, into the leather, so that the knot will stay there. After you've cut the ends, make sure to burn the tips to keep them from fraying. Make sure you make a big knot so that they'll stay in that nook of the leather as well. Next topic, getting in and getting out. There are 2 major ways of getting into these bindings. Decide which suits you best. One way is to first put on the inner liner with the ankle harness if you desire, and then stepping into the binding afterwards. I prefer to step into the entire boot in one motion with the liner already inside. I prefer this method simply because I believe the liners will take a little less beating this way, which is probably insignificant anyway. Either way you decide to put on your boots, make sure that the tongue of the inner liner is on the inside and not the outside. It will make it fit a lot more comfortable, as well as the tongue of the outer shell. Also, make sure that the laces are laid out in front of the binding, avoiding the frustrating mistake of laying the laces over the back of the boot, where they might loop around your foot, forcing you to take your foot out and lace it up proper. Also make sure that the laces are loose enough to simply step in with little effort, as I have shown. When cinching up the bindings, pull the laces parallel to your leg. Otherwise the lace locking loops, the teeth, will catch the lace. These lace locking loops have been removed in the 2009 bindings. The lace snaps may not prevent lace dangle in every situation. The method I suggest for preventing lace dangle is to loop the excess lace through the loop of the ankle harness, or if you are not using the ankle harness, to put the excess through the square hole in the back of the shell. This should prevent lace dangle in every situation. Either of these methods should help to prevent lace dangle then from flopping around while riding, and also to help prevent the rare but annoying situation of the laces being caught underneath the heel or even the toe area of the binding. Once again, find the method that works best for you for preventing lace dangle. Others don't mind the dangle. Some will tie their laces like a shoe, and some will stuff the laces into the boot. Just find what works best for you. Also, when tightening up the laces, make sure you avoid the rare occasion that one of the laces will wrap around one of the lace loops. Adjust your stance angle. Just pull the pin, pop, twist, pop again. If you notice that the pin is loose, it's because it did not get into the right position. So after you pop the pin back, make sure that you twist again, and most likely you'll hear it snap into place, and it's no longer loose like it was before. You can also even do this while riding. When ready to remove your foot from the boot, again, fully loosen the binding. First, loose the laces from the locking loops, as shown before, by pulling the laces parallel to your leg, and then begin loosening the boot as you normally would from there. I unlace mine like this. Take the outer cuffs and move them, and grab the loops, kind of twist and pull, just loosen it up real good there. Get the inner one as well, and drop. Last topic, heat moldable liners and other random stuff. Heat molding is not necessary, but I suggest it. I molded mine at home just as the in-box directions suggested. The heat molding will be rather subtle, but it will indeed take shape of the finest details, such as the rib marks from an additional footbed I added to my boots, which I'll explain later. Probably the biggest difference it'll make is about 1/4 of an inch where your big toe would be, and maybe your medial and lateral malleoluses. Heat molding will provide additional comfort and will help take into account your personal size versus one number size range. I have a size 10.5 foot, and I got a size 11 boot because I thought that the 10 was a little too tight in the store. After a few rides, I decided I wanted just a little less room in the toe box area, and so I cut up some old liquid force bindings and put these inside. Now I feel like I have a 10.5 D2 boot with a tiny bit more cush. I would suggest buying gel-based orthotics from your shoe store instead of cutting up old bindings though. Finally, I will show you what I think is the quickest and easiest way to put the liners back into the boots by hand. You want to make sure that the boot is nice and loose as always. Stick your hand, palm up, inside the boot all the way to the toes, and then repeat the same motion inside the shell. Most importantly of all, no matter what boots or what board or what boat, what lake you're on, just enjoy yourself.